Although one would like to change today's world back to the spirit of 100 years or more ago, it could not be done. Thus, it is important to make the best out of every generation.
Uncle Johnson, that who talk on Black Power, family? What up? It's your brother Nguvo, now you see R.A.M. And once again, you're tuned in to R.A.M. RBG TV. We keep it G. Raw and uncut common sense for the common people. Dealing with the common issues, family, you already know we're trying to seek those common solutions. That's right. And here we go. So family, all in together now, say nice, loud, and proud. What's the method, the motto, the mantra, motivation, and the madness? You know this. You know the answer. So say it with me. You should already know, family, that in the times that we living in, black love is a cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Today, family, first and foremost, good evening, good morning, good night, whatever time you're watching this, give thanks. We're going to slow it down just a little bit. We ain't going to get too deep, out there. We're going to go straight raw, straight to something very relevant, and that's language. And on a personal note, I feel, dealing with the times that we're living in right now, the situation and the current circumstances in our plight as a people, we do need to change up our language a little bit. Just a little bit. Because at the end of the day, let's be real. Words not only have a definition by way of, by way of the dictionary or a meaning by way, things like that to describe this word, but they also carry sound as well as power. How you hear things, how they're said. Sometimes it's not necessarily what you say, it's how you say it. So that's the sound part, right? How you say it, how you're getting your point across, how you trying to deliver your message. And also the power behind it. Because again, words do carry power. Words hurt. Yes, they do. Words can hurt, words can heal. It all has a power behind it. The problem is, how are you utilizing that power? How is that power a benefit or a hindrance to us as a collective, as well as us as the individuals to make up the collective, right? And it's really one word that I want to change out of a 3-word phrase, right? And that the 3-word phrase is as follows: racism, white supremacy. I repeat, racism, white supremacy. Disclaimer. Real quick, this is probably going to be the last time that you hear me use that word, that S word. I'm not even going to say it right now. It's probably going to be the last time you hear me say that because, again, we're talking about updating our language, right? So we can update our steps because at the end of the day, you already know. What you think, you speak. What you speak, you walk. And what you walk is what you pass on to the rest of the collective, right? Again, we have to really watch and take in clear consideration exactly what it is that we're saying when we're speaking to one another, when we're speaking in opposition to oppositional forces that are combating us, etc., etc., etc. We have to pay attention to exactly what's being said, how it's being said in the presentation that's being put forth to yourself, first and foremost, your immediate surroundings, secondly, and as well as the rest of the African world, because you already know that's what we deal with, nobody else, the African world. Race first, all in together now. So again, those words that we need to change up: racism, white, S word. I told you I'm not going to say it no more. And the reason why I say it like this:
if a samurai's head were to be suddenly cut off, he should still be able to perform one more action with certainty. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Think.
It's poetry. The poetry of war.
Now, before that, cut out real quick, I was saying this. Racism, white S word, right? They're not supreme in any shape, form, or fashion, family. By far, near, far, or indifferent. They're not supreme in any way. So with that being said, again, that which we say carries meaning. It carries power along with the sound that you're hearing. So with that being said, how are you utilizing that power with that word? I'll tell you real quickly. You're giving them power. You're giving them a one-up, if you will. Because at the end of the day, not only are you speaking this world out into the atmosphere, you're speaking into your own psyche, into your own mental capacity too. Putting another reminder, yet once again, to fall in line according to their own preset narratives of which they have against you. to fall in line to what it is, the way that they see you, which is only one particular way, nonetheless. And that way is built off of their own inner demons that they can't deal with, thus they have to project them on you, and you fall for it, right? So again, the only way that they will be supreme in any shape, form, or fashion is if you give them that type of energy, that type of power. If you continue to instill them with this and make them feel good inside, if you will, because they don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I take surveys, mental surveys on a daily basis on everywhere I go, everybody I see and come in contact with, right? Whether that's real lifetime or on the internet, whatever the case may be, because at the end of the day, interaction is interaction. I'm going to be real with you. That phrase put together, right? Now, mind you, racism, white, no problem. Forgive me, family. But the minute that you throw that S word in there, supremacy, forgive me, and put that along with racism and white, you just added their status higher. You just raised their status up higher. Kind of like that whole, what's that other phrase? The whole the white man is a devil phrase. I hate that phrase. I really do. Because at the end of the day, you're putting a roadblock in front of you. And I really need you to realize that, family. We are putting roadblocks in front of ourselves every time we say certain things, just like that. Again, words carry power. Words carry meaning along with the sound. Why are you saying the things that you're saying? Are you reacting? Or are you being proactive in your speech? Because again, one more time, family, you know my method. That what you think, you speak. That what you speak, you walk. And of course, if you walk in it, you're going to pass that along to everybody you come in contact with, directly and indirectly. That's how it goes, fam. So if you run around with this type of mentality, subconsciously elevating the status of somebody else who is your adversary, what's going to come about that? I'll tell you. The same old, same old. When they do something wrong, when they violate, they take one of us out, you already know. The forgiveness, it's okay, they know not what they do, yada, 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 yada. Then here comes what's going on right now, this whole hug campaign that they doing. They out there hugging and trying to, friend up and bond with the same ones that are bodying our family. Again, you know why? Because you raised their status up so high to the point where you don't feel that you can defeat this. That's what's going on. This is why I always say, man, stop giving these mythological type of, mythological and fictional type of characteristical traits to people, human beings. At the end of the day, they put their drawers on one leg at a time, just like you, black man, woman, and child. So why would you raise their status, which only belittles yours? But when the brother and sister comes to you trying to raise your status and raise your awareness, that way you can raise your activity amongst the community, amongst the people, to rebuild the community nonetheless, you'll fight that. You know why? Because again, you're giving your energy and your power, the same power and energy that you use and utilize to put to work with the people, for the people, to sustain the people. You've given that energy away. You said, I don't want it, so I'm going to give it to you to elevate your status to that of Wazungu. So now, like I said before, when they hear these phrases and shit, don't get it twisted, family. They are laughing like shit. They are. Because again, they know who they are. They don't like it, but again, those projection games are that real because their insecurities are that real, which has become their inner demon. They can't handle it, so they have to throw it on you. You fall for it by way of force and repetition that they impose on us, right? You fall for it, you eventually give up mentally. Again, if you give up mentally, your speech is going to sound weak. If you give up mentally and your speech sounds weak, your walk is going to be just that of existence, family. You're not going to want to put up a stance. You're not going to want to stand up, firm up, if you would, pause. You're not going to want to not be messed with, not be effed with, if you will, for the common folks out there that speak such way, right? You're not going to want that. You're going to embrace it, if you will. The weaker your mind is, the more shit you will embrace. It's just that simple, family. And how is it that? Because, again, you've given the supreme energy that naturally is within us, the same supreme energy that gave these notions of insecurities and envy and jealousy or whatever to that of our opposition. And, again, I'm going to say it just like this. It's not just white folks, family. I'm going to say that one more time. It ain't just white folks. I know that's the one who's the most vibrant, if you will. But don't get it twisted, man. We got adversaries all across the board. Y'all ain't listening to Dr. John Henry Clark when he said that? We have no friends. So if you constantly giving your energy out, the same energy that, again, starts within you, right? Lives within you, dwells within you, day in and day out. You give that away to your opposition. They're going to take it, internalize it, run with it, and crush you with it every time. That's what happens. That's what's been happening, and that will continue to happen until we change the name of the game. Until we change the name of the game so we can play the game different, thus get a different result. And not for nothing, we can start with our words. We can start with our lingo. So again, from here on out, I'm going to say it one more time just so you can get it. But from this point on, from this episode on, you're not going to hear the words racism, white supremacy put together coming from R.A.N.M. Not from Brother Nguvo, not from anybody that you see on this channel. You may see it from a couple folks here and there, whatever. Because again, we understand what they're trying to say, whatever. But put it this way. For me personally, Brother Nguvo, you ain't going to hear that. Because again, I know what it is. I'm able to see. Not with just these two. You know where I'm going. You feel what I'm saying? I refuse to give that which is of me to somebody else so they can turn around and use me against me. And that's what's going on, family. The more you say this word, put that word supremacy next to them, I guarantee you they're laughing at you. Because one more time, family, they know who they are. They know what they ain't. They know what they're jealous of because they know what they lack. With that being said, if they see somebody going to constantly give it away, who will be pretty much dumb enough to just leave it alone? Who will be dumb enough to leave power? Who would be dumb enough to leave a sense of supremacy, that supreme wisdom, that supreme intellect, morality, this, that, and third? Who would be dumb enough to leave that on the ground? They're going to pick it up and run with it every time. And one more time, they're going to internalize it and switch it, flip the script on us. Look around. Tell me what you see. Feel around, if you will. Get a temperature of the hood. How do you feel? What do you feel when you out and about? I tell you what I see. Again, words carry power along with the meaning, along with the sound, right? Along with throwing out the supremacy word and lining it up with them, this is what I see coming from our family. Heads are dropped, shoulders is down. They're just walking through life, existing. No sense of purpose, no sense of I am, no sense of I will be. Just existence. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever may be, may be. Que sera, sera. That's not all in together now, family. That's not common sense shit. You feel what I'm saying? That's living your life according to the standards and the viewpoints of somebody else who automatically, by default, family, historical default. Not even just social, but historical default. Your adversary. Your enemy. But again, you fell for the swindle. You fell for the trick. So therefore, you just rolled and rolled and rolled. All over again. So me personally, I feel we need to call things for what it is. Stop romancing stuff. Because that's another area that we go wrong, fam. We always like to romance shit. You feel me? Throw out these words and things that feel good and sound good and this, that, and the third. And we get this low vibe and the ego is stroked. And next thing you know, the smoke and mirror comes before your face. You don't see reality. Reality comes to you, smack your ass right in the face. You don't know where it came from because, again, you didn't see. Gut check. So, again, one more time, man. Stop giving your energy and power and your internal supremacy to that of somebody else who can't give a damn about you, fam. Keep that for yourself. Keep that for your family. Keep that for your people. Because I guarantee you, we're the ones that genuinely need it. We're the ones who deserve it. Or, nonetheless, one, by default, because it's ours. Two, what we've been through, sustained time and time again. Three, because once we see what it is, identify what it is, who we are, we can make some movements, man. We can then begin to put into application, into play, all the many solutions that we say we want, but again, that we've had this whole time. But again, we haven't been able to realize it. We haven't been able to see it because we've given our energy away. We've given our power away. Reclaim that shit. Take that shit. It's yours. And I guarantee you, once you start doing things like that, little by little, man, you already know how I used to say, man, small blocks build big houses. I'm going to say that one more time. Small blocks build big houses. So with that being said, little by little, you're going to start to see the shoulders firm back up. You're going to start to see that chin rise and the head go back a little bit when they're walking down the street. You're going to start to see that face of purpose. You understand? You're going to start to even hear words of purpose nonetheless, too. It all goes together. It's all one complete cipher, fam. One cannot lack, because if one lacks, the whole cipher is crushed. It's just that simple. So again, reclaim your supremacy for yourself. Internalize that for yourself and your people, and all in together now. It's that simple. So like I said, when we need to identify things for what they really are, let's look at the record, family. You can go to any page in the history books. Just flip the pages. And at the end of the day, this is what you're going to see coming from Wazungu and friends. Because again, yeah, they may, like I said before, yeah, they may be the face, if you will. Yeah, they may be out in the forefront or whatever. But best believe, they have friends that work with them and sometimes for them. This is why I say Wazungu and friends. It ain't just white folks, fam. Don't get caught up. Hell, I'm going to even throw this out there too. And I know folks ain't going to like it. But guess what, family? This is real deal. All skin folks ain't kinfolk. One more time. All skin folk ain't kinfolk, because you got some of the bluest, blackest people out there with the whitest minds. And will turn on your ass in a heartbeat as soon as they get the green light. Go. That's you. Gut check. So now, let's call it what it is, man. Like I said, no longer will you hear, no longer we need to use the words racism, white supremacy in together, because at the end of the day, it's a contradiction. Think about it. Racism, check, no problem. White folks, no problem, check. But supremacy, that X's the whole thing out. Call it for what it is, man. It's imperialism. Racism, white imperialism. Why do I say imperialism? Because again, like I said before, if you checked out my last couple builds, you're going to hear these two words come in together, come into play all the time. Conquest, complex. This is what their minds are wrapped around. Their minds are warmongering 24/7, 365. And if the days run out, they'll create some just to think that way. Hypothetically speaking. But nonetheless, this is how they operate, this is how they flow. That's what they think, that's what they speak. So of course, that's how they walk. Family, do not see how this goes together. They are imperialists. Case in point. Look on the map, right? Name any other nation that has military bases and compounds scattered all around the world. I'll wait. You can't name any like that. You know why? Because that's a global imperialistic maneuver. They are trying to lock down the world. And everywhere they go, everything that they go, every place they go, they destroy. Period. That point blank. Anything that they set their eyes on, it will be destroyed as soon as their foot touches that soil. That's how it goes. Again, flip the pages of history and you tell me what you read. It's that simple. They are imperialists. Stop romancing this and giving this whole fantasy world type scenario. They are not supreme in anything. So again, change up the lingo, family, and identify things for what they are. And I guarantee you, the more you identify things for what they are, good, bad, and indifferent, you will then be able to think, utilize that cognition the way it's supposed to be used. And I guarantee you the moves will be made. Maneuvers will be made. Strategies will be planned out. And executions will be executed. It's just that simple. And of course, you already know this is according to whatever lane or MOS that you personally align with, because everybody has their own lane, everybody has their own level, because again, there's levels to the shit. There is no uniformity. It's unity. That's where we go wrong. Unity will crush imperialism, because unity is coming from all different angles and avenues, all for one complete common goal. That's liberation in our world. That's our common goal, ultimately nonetheless. Liberation, nothing less than that. Liberation. Anything other than that, anything less than that, we can't settle for. And we've been settling for quite some time. Let's be real, fam. We've been settling for a long time. And the more we settle, the less we're able to do anything. The less we're able to do anything, the more we continue doing the same shit, which is getting this nothing type of result. What kind of results do you want, fam? How do you want to live, fam? Do you want to go on and on? Or do you want to just keep waiting for the next shitty handout to come your way? That's a question that you can only answer yourself. But at the end of the day, one more time, family, the more you give away your internal energy, the more you give away your internal power, the more you give away your internal supremacy nonetheless, the more it will be internalized by somebody else, for somebody else's benefit, only for them to ride down on your black ass. And only for us as a people one more time to keep coming back with the same cries and cries and cries and cries and cries again. Thinking ain't illegal, family. Living black ain't wrong. All in together now. It ain't that hard. Again, this is why I say what I say when I say black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Because again, that which you love about yourself, you're going to, by default, pass that on to the next person that looks like yourself. So again, if you love yourself, love will be spread amongst the people. If you can't stand yourself, you hate yourself, your self-esteem is shot, you're going to pass on, give away that which can be used, that which needs to be used, and it ain't gonna work. That's the ultimate thing. It's not gonna work, man. The more you give your stuff away, the more your stuff will be used against you. It's that simple, man. So again, call it what it is. Call it what they are. They are not supreme. So why are you calling them, aligning them up with supremacy? They are not supreme. They are imperialists. They are capitalists. You feel what I'm saying? They're not supreme. So again, stop giving them that title, because the more you hear that title, they hear one thing, supreme, and they run with it. All you're doing, again, one more time, family, is swelling up their ego. And the more their ego swells, the more and more, metaphorically speaking, they step down on your back. Because they feel that they big, bad, and bold. You understand? Because why is that they feel that way? You made them feel that way. You made them feel that way. Let's stop making them feel this way. Let's make them feel exactly what it is that they are. Exactly what it is that they are ashamed of being. Again, this is why they play the projection games. They're not comfortable with who they are, what they come from, and they're not comfortable with it. So they have no other choice in order to escape that reality. They live in a fantasy by playing the projection game. You fall for the projection game. You give away your power. You relinquish your supremacy. They take it. They continue to grow on you, family. Again, bring them down from a mythological type of stance. Put them back on reality. Because once you put them back on reality, you can then be able to see them as human beings. And human beings can be defeated on any level. Economically, education-wise, communal levels, genetics, so on, so on, so on. Science, spirituality, not religion. It's not that hard, man. It's not that hard. We make things harder than what they really are, because we often, like I always say, we often get into our own ways. And the more we get into our own ways, the more we can't see past ourselves. The more we can't see past ourselves, we're going to get tired of seeing stagnation. So we get upset. What do we do when we get upset? That's when we have to combat one another. When we combat one another, what happens? Folks sit back and watch. Because again, if we combat one another, that means we've relinquished our power to stand up. We put that down. They see we put it down. They pick it up, while all at the same time sitting back watching us from afar, strategizing they shit, getting they self together. They come up, they step up, utilize you against you, continue the cycle over and over and over again. It's just like that physics example, fam. Whatever is in motion will continue in motion at that same rate, same speed, and same time until an equal or greater force will oppose it. That's how it goes. You have to be that greater force. How do you become that greater force? You have to change up your mind. After you change up your mind, then you change up your speech. That's what we talk about right now. And once you change up your speech, fam, you already know what's going to follow after that. Your steps. All in together now, man. So again, man, stop giving folks these damn titles that they do not deserve. Call it what it is. They're imperialists. Gut check. And if you don't know what an imperialist, man, you might as well go look it up or something. You got Google right there on your phone. You're on your computer right now, whatever the case may be. Hit that search bar. Look up imperialism. And I guarantee you, when you read the words, I know what image should pop up in your head. I know what image should pop up in your head. That's pretty much it, man. Like I said, I wasn't going to be too long on this one, man. I'll try my best to be straight to the point, man. Like I said, man, change up the lingo, man. Change up the words, man. Because, again, the more, I'm going to say it one more last time, the more we relinquish ourselves, the more ourselves will be used against ourselves by our adversary. Gut check. But in the meantime, between time, keep it locked, keep it G. Thank you for walking with me the way I walk with you. This is your brother in Google, and I used to R&M. You've been watching R&M RBG TV, family. You know we keep it G. You already know, man, it's that common sense stuff for the common people dealing with the common issues, trying to seek the common solutions. All in together now. This is why I always say black love is a cure for the black nation. So let's get it. You can't knock me for saying it, man. And those that do knock me for saying it, you're only proving my point when I say the things that I say. It's not simple. Gut check. But comments, feedback, you already know how that means. Let's converse. Let's talk. Again, let's begin to take the different levels, make the different steps, man, so we can go where we need to go, man. Mind is one thing. Language is the next. Steps will follow. But again, man, it's RMRBG TV, man. Keep it locked, keep it G, man. I'll see you on the next one. Uncle Jackson Apple, 2 up on Black Power. Always remember that black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it in a minute.